Hey friends, and welcome back to the channel for Luther Perkins 101 Part 6. So today is the Folsom Concert. I'm holding a book right now, and this is a picture book of the concert. It's called Pocket Cash, and it's by Jim Marshall. So Jim Marshall was the photographer at Folsom Prison. So he captured all those great shots. If you want to pick this book up, it's around 20 bucks. So I would recommend picking this up if you're a big Johnny Cash fan. So the purpose of today's video is just to kind of straighten out some of the theories on basically the Luther Perkins guitar. Now everybody has different theories about it, and I've been studying this for probably about close to 13 to 15 years around there, just trying to get the sound and understanding the sound. Uh, I've seen the actual guitar that was used, the Sunburst Esquire that was used in the show, and it still had the strings on it from 1968, and it had light gauge flat wound strings on it to get that sound. So we're going to go through some settings on your amplifier. We're going to go through a little bit of the recording techniques, and then why Luther's guitar sounded the way it did. And so hopefully you stick around and we'll get right into it. So we're going to talk a little bit about some of the settings on this black-faced Fender Super Reverb. So my volume is between 3 and 4. My bright switch is on. My treble is at 7. My mid is at 5. My bass is between 4 and 5. And then my reverb is between 3 and 4. So these should give you some of the basic settings for, kind of like that thinned out sound that they got at the Folsom concert. Keeping in mind, though, that when these amplifiers run for a very long time, it causes them to kind of a little bit, they break up just a little bit. If you really noticed, if you really dial into that concert, you'll notice that Luther's guitar is really, it's almost on that verge of breakup. And I can achieve a little bit of that sound with this amplifier here if it's left on for a very long time. Now, also my microphone, I'm using a SM57, kind of like the industry standard for instrument miking right now, but back in the day they would have used something different. Judging from pictures that I've seen and how close the microphone was to the amplifier, I'm roughly about 6 inches away from the amplifier for the miking process today. So also keeping in mind the recording technology was a lot different back then. It was analog and reel to reel, so it would have sounded a lot different if it was recorded today. So as I mentioned earlier in the video, I have seen Luther's Sunburst Esquire, and it sits at the Musicians Hall of Fame here in Nashville, Tennessee. But there is going to be one difference. His strings during the Folsom Prison Concert must have been changed, because when you change a set of flat wounds out and you put a fresh set on, they are going to be a little bit more brighter sounding because you haven't really worked them in yet. They do take a little bit to work them in. Mine have been on here since last November, so mine are pretty dead sounding versus what his would have been. But I just thought I would point that out. His were also light gauge flat wounds, so they were probably around that 12 to 50 mark. These are 12 to 50s on here. So it's probably about as close as I'm going to get to the sound of Luther's Sunburst. So we're going to talk a little bit about Jackson right now, and we're going to go straight to the F sharp that they played. Now Luther didn't play it like an F sharp like that. He actually barred it. So it'd be Johnny kind of just went right into it, and the second version from the second concert actually has Luther doing a little walk into it. I'm going to do a little demonstration of Folsom for this video as well. So for 25 minutes to go, keeping in mind that they were all tuned up a half a step, Luther barred his G chord, and then he used the C shape for his D, and then on the walk down. So the walk down from during the key change in the song, the walk down is on your sixth string is a 3, 2, O. So and then for the walk up back into the G is a O, 2, 3. All right, friends, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and feel free to leave a comment if you have any questions, or if you just want to comment on the video, feel free to do that, and I will try and get back to you as soon as I can. And I'm holding a Jazzmaster right now. I'm going to do a video with this. I just got this, so it's going to be a little bit of just a video on the Jazzmaster, because for those who do know, Luther had a Jazzmaster in the late 50s and into the 60s. So we're going to touch on that for the next video, and I also had some requests for some of the instrumentals, and I've been working on those, and I'm going to try and get those out as soon as I can as well. So feel free to like, share, and subscribe, and hopefully we'll see you on the next video.